Andrew Long, last year's NCAA runner-up in the Iowa State uniform at 125, now with Penn State, going against Tyler Graf, All-American from Wisconsin. And let's hear from the finalists. Here's how they advanced. Long all the way to the finals to meet Graf. Both Graf, what a big win against Ramos, real close. Now let's listen.
Andrew, I don't know who you're going to have in the finals yet because it's not over yet, but either Graf or Ramos. How do you feel about either opponent?
I feel real good. You know, I'm a lot more confident than when I was in the beginning of the year, so it's going to be exciting to see if who makes it and how we meet up. You know, I know my style is getting, my conditioning is excellent, and you know, I've wrestled both of those guys, so I'm going to be ready for whatever they have.
Tyler, great victory beating Ramos. You went into several overtimes and you came out victorious. Obviously, you're in great shape, and you've wrestled Andrew Long before. What are your thoughts going into the final match?
Just going to wrestle however long it takes, all 7 minutes or longer, shorter, whatever it is. Just wrestle. That's the only thing that's on my mind.
There's Tyler Graf, Loveland, Colorado, the sophomore, All-American last year. There's Mr. Long, Andrew Long, last year's runner-up at 125 for Iowa State, transferred to Penn State. He's from Creston, Iowa. 2 All-Americans going after it. And I think when you talk about Andrew Long getting used to the year, he's talking about the new weight class too.
Well, he's moving up a weight class from last year, and then the new, you know, he transferred at the middle of the year. There's a lot of things to adjust to with your academics, everything new, people on the team. So a big challenge here for Andrew, and you know, he's an exciting wrestler. He really likes to put up a lot of offense. You just see his go-to move right there. Likes to do an underhook on the left-hand side and really jacks it up and goes through. But Tyler Graf, Lee, you're familiar with him, and he's keeps great position all the way through a match.
You know, he does. And Tyler's a great athlete. He's quick. He's strong. He's very technical. And you know, I had the opportunity to coach him in 2007 in the junior low team.
Well, there's a shot there by Graf, and he's pretty decent position, but Long does a pretty good job of showing some heavy hips there. We talked about before, keys to winning a championship. To look like that, here's another great shot by Graf.
Good misdirection.
Yeah.
He should score here. He should score here. He's got the ankle. He's down on the ankle. He's up. This is Tyler's strong shoot.
Tyler Graf. Graf lost earlier in the year to Long 12-5 in the dual meet just a couple of weeks ago. The only meeting between these two, Long is up 1-0, but Graf comes out fast, 2-0, and the escape makes it 2-1. The cheers you hear and the other whistles you hear are the 2 mats to either side of the championship. We're wrestling for 3rd and 5th at this weight class at the same time of the championship.
You know, this is where Tyler's really strong. He's exceptionally strong on his feet. Very quick. That last takedown was a kind of a shot-reshot, and you know, if he stays on his feet and stays offensive, he has a great chance to win this match. And I don't think he can just sit there and hold position throughout the course of the match. I'd be surprised if there's not, you know, this is a first guy to 8 maybe wins this bout here. These guys will put up the points. They're big scores.
Both redshirt sophomores.
Long's looking a little more conservative than I've seen him, and actually this is, you know, typically he's kind of bandaged up, isn't he? It's like
well, I think what I see right there is he's using that right hand on the forehead of Long to keep distance, and Long usually likes to lock up again with that underhook on the left-hand side, and he'll work his shot off of that. And so far, Graf has kept him away, kept him at bay, basically with his palms on the forehead.
You're right, that high arm, he seems like he's only focused on that one side and that one underhook on that one side. And it seems like Tyler's got him figured out.
Andrew Long went to Iowa State to wrestle for Cael Sanderson, redshirted, and then Cael Sanderson left to go to Penn State last year. And wrestling then for Kevin Jackson, the head coach at Iowa State last year. Andrew Long got 2nd in the nation to McDonough from Iowa at 125. Now at Penn State, he's back with the head coach that recruited him. It's 2-1 at the end of the first period, and Andrew Long will get the choice and choose down. There's Cael Sanderson, 159-0 as a wrestler at Iowa State, and now he's had Penn State ranked #1 this year already in his 2nd year.
Well, with the addition of Andrew Long, he's got one of the most talented young group of people, groups of people or athletes in the nation. And coaching is going to be fun when you got that type of talent, right, Lee?
Oh, absolutely. Tyler's doing a good job of picking up some riding time. I think this is very key in this match.
Penn State, exciting times in Happy Valley. Rec Hall averaging over 6,000 for every dual meet this year. Tell me the excitement isn't high at Penn State.
Absolutely, and it's not going to stop after this year. I mean, they've got a good group of young freshmen, and they're going to be rolling for a long time.
Well, who's rolling in this match is Tyler Graf. He's really tough, and you talk about good riding, good championship riding here, staying behind the elbows. There you see Coach Barry Davis.
The all-time winningest wrestler in
112.
Iowa history, a three-time NCAA champion for Iowa, now the long-time Wisconsin head coach, and he has got Wisconsin. He has built that program to a solid contender in the Big Tens every year.
Absolutely, exciting.
Yep, finished 4th in the country last year, and following up here with a good performance. The start, I think, is really important. Andrew Long, pretty good. Graf dropping back in on a single leg.
Good job of just controlling that, because that eats up a lot of time on the clock, and it, you know, Long had to work pretty hard to get away there.
Well, he built up a 1:13 of riding time.
2-2 the score, but as Jim just mentioned, the riding time advantage to Graf.
Well, here's the battle in this match so far. Can Long basically penetrate through that head-hands defense of Graf? You see that Graf keeps low position. He also keeps you at bay with that either a shot or working with the working off the forehead.
Good recovery there, actually.
All the way from Colorado, there's Darren Graf wearing his Wisconsin t-shirt because that's his son out there, Tyler Graf.
Long is really going to have to come forward to really expose Graf for what he's doing here, for being fairly defensive. Short time.
Very important match for Penn State. Iowa now out in front by 13, but if Penn State could win 4 out of 5 of their finals and Iowa doesn't win another one, Penn State could win. That's where we are. You win, you score 4 extra points.
3 seconds. 3
and
seconds.
Then, of course,
3.
extra points for pins, tech falls, and major decisions. But right now, Iowa has 129 points.
And you see that.
Well, I don't know what that strategy is. He's just kind of dinging him in the head there, maybe to frustrate him or to.
Well, I think he's frustrated. I think that Long is frustrated with the way that Graf has been able to keep his distance. Important sequence here. Long able to stay in the top position. He's looking to break riding time at least. He's going to need a takedown in this match to get back in it. At the very least, you'd like to see him break the riding time. He's able to do that. Long is tough in the top position. He gets a lot of back points.
Tyler's got to be focused here. If he plans on winning this match, he can't just be happy with the slim lead he has. He's got to get away.
Well, at this level of wrestling, you got to score, and you got to score from every position.
And you got to keep scoring.
Interesting sequence coming up in this match. 2-2 score. Graf comes up, has a nice little roll through. And gets the one.
Yep.
That was important.
Minute 30 left in regulation. Darren Graf anxiously watching his son Tyler Graf with a very small margin, but a margin it is. He's ahead 3-2 with a minute 20 left.
Well, you can see that Long is really having to stalk Graf. I mean, Graf will hold position and then back out a little bit, fake a shot, then come to the head. He's totally frustrated. Long.
Circle.
He's going to get called here in a minute.
And probably should, the way he's retreating and giving up territory, he being Tyler Graf.
Under a minute, 58.
But again, you know, as the offensive wrestler, you've got to make him look bad. Yeah, just basically walking out of the position. Really surprised that that's not being called for stalling.
It will be stalled by J.R. Johnson. J.R. Johnson from Virginia, the head referee, just called stalling.
And Tyler's so good on his feet. You know, he's so close to a Big Ten championship. You would think, as Barry is there, slow motioning there, go get him. Don't wait.
Nobody more exciting than Barry Davis, one as a wrestler and as a coach. There's Cael Sanderson on the right. His brother, Cody Sanderson, a 2-time runner-up in the nation for Iowa State, and his brother's associate head coach.
Well, you look at the body gestures of Cody Sanderson. He's trying to give him the insights to be able to break through that head-hands defense of Tyler Graf. come to the head first, then come to your underhook. Head first, then come to the underhook. And Graf has scouted out Long pretty well. He's not giving him anything.
Well, he's going to give him a stalling point if he doesn't stay in the middle and move forward.
Yeah, he's going to need to do something. Tyler's going to need to do something in the next, and that was good.
You see Barry Davis says get in there, but not being forced. The action is not being forced.
No, it is not. Long is backing up a little bit. That's got to be a point.
They do.
It's got to be a
call
point.
It for fleeing the man.
It's got to be a point. And
they're going to go to overtime if nothing else changes.
Good call. Good call.
That's the end of the regulation. The score is 3-3 because the J.R. Johnson gave a point too long against Graf for fleeing the mat, and he did.
That was a good call. That was a good call.
You know, another call that I don't see happen very often, but if Graf gets called for stalling here, it's over as well.
Oh, you know what?
So we're in overtime right now. It's a 1-minute period. The first person to score will win. And if nobody scores, we go to a second and third period, which are 30 seconds each. But right now, it's sudden victory.
Graf looks fatigued here. You can see it. I mean, he had a tough bout to get to the finals. Couple overtimes with Ramos.
But that was last night, Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, these are Big Ten athletes, man. They should be ready for this.
Good hold.
What a scramble. Looks like he's...
And he might get the back points.
I'll tell you what, these back points, if he gets the fall, it's big for Penn State. But it still keeps Penn State in this Big Ten title race because there's your winner. A come-from-behind win for Andrew Long.
Great match. It looked like to me that Tyler thought he had it won and was hoping he had it won, and he just kind of checked out.
And that young man checks in as a Big Ten champion in his first Big Ten championship.
Just the high arm there to the single, and then Tyler's kind of he's pulling himself out of bounds, which is the only direction he can go, but he made it too obvious. Made it way too obvious. He didn't need to make it that last little effort there.
Except that if that's the only way to keep him from getting taken down, he did the right thing. But in overtime, Dylan Long's his brother, who is an All-American, Andrew Long, wins. Let's go to Jim Gibbons with Mr. Long.
Tim, I'm with Andrew Long here. And Andrew, it took you a while, but you were persistent all the way through that match. Got the stall call and broke the match open in overtime. What's your thoughts?
You know, I thought I wrestled a pretty good match. They had a good strategy coming at me, you know. Not really doing much, keeping the score close, so that way I couldn't build my momentum. And, you know, it worked throughout the match, but eventually that persistence will pay off. And, you know, I just kept going after it and wanted to get that takedown more.
Well, good job and way to stay persistent, and you got a Big Ten championship. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's an exciting second championship match where Andrew Long wins for Penn State. We'll be back at 141, and it doesn't get any duller because at 141, Mike Thorne from Minnesota will go up against the #1 ranked Kellen Russell from Michigan. So right after this, we'll be back with more Big Ten wrestling.